Go from past due to all bills being paid on time 2 months later. Rent is past due. How do I get current on $2,560 monthly income? Step 1. List money available, dates and amounts. This person gets 2 paychecks in January, one on the 5th and one on the 19th, and each paycheck is for $1,280, and then there's $200 carryover, which is the amount left over after all of her December expenses have been paid. Step 2. List expenses, due dates, what it is, and amounts. The water sewer bill is due every other month. It's due in even months. It's a good idea to keep it in every budget. That way you don't forget about it when you're switching from one month to the next. Step 3. Start subtracting and revise as needed. 1280 plus 1280 equals 2560 for the total income. 1200 plus 300 plus 150 plus 25 plus 18 plus 142 plus 150 plus 92 plus 115 plus 50 plus 300 equals 2,542. That's total expenses for January. January income minus expenses is $25.60 minus $25.42, and that equals $18. In even months, we have an additional $100 for the water sewer bill. So in even months, income minus expenses is $25.60 minus $25.42 minus 100, and that equals a negative 82. $18 minus $82 equals negative $64 every 2 months. That is not sustainable. There's also a car insurance bill of $700 coming up in June. If this was my budget, I would cut any spending that was not necessary. I would stick to my needs instead of my wants. So I would cut the other spending category from $300 all the way down to $0. Then instead of my total expenses being $25.42, they would be $22.42 for the month. January income minus expenses would be $25.60 minus $22.42, leaving $318 left. We can work with this. $300 is enough for us to get current on our bills within a few months. Getting current means paying everything on time when it is due. One paycheck is on the 19th. Our cell phone bill is due on the 18th, so we'll draw a line below that. The other paycheck is on the 5th. That occurs before the trash bill is due on the 8th, so we'll draw another line. Rent is due on the 1st, but we don't get paid until the 5th, and the carryover is not enough to pay rent. We need food and gasoline at the beginning of the month, so we'll take some of that from the carryover amount. The carryover is $200. It's not enough to cover all of the food and gas. Let's divide the gas in half. $150 for the month divided by 2 is $75, so we'll take that from the carryover. And $150 needed for the month minus $75 from the carryover equals $75 left to budget for. From the $200 carryover, we're using $75 for gas, so 200 minus 75 equals 125, so we'll use that for food. We want $300 for food for the month, and we've budgeted $125 to come from the carryover. 300 minus 125 equals 175 left that we need to budget for and find the money for food. After food and gas, I consider rent the most important bill, so I'll pay that when I get paid on the 5th. We need $1,200 for the month, and we're taking $1,200 out of the paycheck on the 5th. 1,200 minus 1,200 equals 0 remaining to budget for that category. From the January 5th paycheck, we start with $1,280. Minus $1,200 for rent leaves $80. We don't get paid again until the 19th, but we have 5 bills that are due before then. When I get paid on the 5th, I'm going to put $25 toward food, so we have half of our food money available at the beginning of the month. 80 minus 25 for food equals 55 left to budget. To minimize late fees, I decide to pay trash and renter's insurance since I can pay those bills in full. 55 minus 25 equals 30. Minus 18 equals 12. I'll put that $12 towards the electric bill. After using carryover, we have $175 for food to budget for. 175 minus 25 from the 1/5 paycheck equals 150. We'll take the remaining 150 from the 119 paycheck. Let's double check. 300 minus 125 minus 25 minus 150 equals 0. Food is fully budgeted for. For gas, let's take $75 from the 119 paycheck. 150 minus 75 minus 75 equals 0. Gas is fully budgeted for. For trash, 25 minus 25 equals 0. 18 minus 18 equals 0. 150 minus 12 equals $138 still needed for electric. From the 119 paycheck, we'll also use $142 for the cable internet bill, $138 to pay the full electric bill, $92 for the cell phone, $115 for the credit card, and $50 for the gas for the home. $12.80 for the paycheck, minus $150, minus $75, minus $142, minus $138, minus $92, minus $115, minus $50 equals $518 remaining. With this budget, we will be able to pay all of our bills, but several will be paid late. Rent will be paid late, the cable internet, electric, and cell phone bills will also be paid late. We are going to need to budget for late fees in February. I think the late fees will be $60 for rent, $50 for both the cable internet and electric bills combined, and $40 for the cell phone bill. I'm going to write them on my January budget, so when I go to do my February budget, I don't forget about the late fees. Because so many bills will be paid late in January, I'm going to take the $518 remaining from the paycheck on the 19th and carry it over to next month to pay February expenses. I like to use a green-colored pencil to color in all the amounts that I want to get out of the bank in cash. For this budget, the only cash amounts we need are for food. And at the beginning of the month, you're going to have this carryover, so you can go to the bank and get out $125 for food. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. $125. When you get paid on the 5th, you can take out another $25 cash for your food. And then when you get paid on the 19th, you would take out $150 cash for your food. At the end of January, you're already going to be ahead of where you were at the end of December. At the end of December, you only had $200 to carry over into the next month. If you follow your budget, at the end of January, you're going to have $518 to carry over into the next month. Go from past due to all bills being paid on time 2 months later. Stay tuned for more videos from YCBAM Budgets, where you can become a millionaire one budget at a time.